This week's episode of the Outline Podcast is brought to you by Audible. The listeners of the Outline Podcast get 30 days free and one free audiobook by going to www.audibletrial.com/outlinepod. Once again, to get 30 days for free and one free audiobook, go to www.audibletrial.com/outlinepod. Let's start the show.
The Outline with Kevin Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne. The Outline. With Kevin Dwayne. The Outline. With Kevin Dwayne. This is the Outline with Kevin Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne with Kevin Dwayne.
Yo, what's going on? It's the Outline with Kevin Dwayne. Thank you so much for joining me for another show. Remember to subscribe to this show on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and KevinDwayne.com, where you can find everything Kevin Dwayne. So, yeah, guys, I don't know. I just really don't know about me and, well, corporate America anymore. I am at the place with like my regular 9 to 5. And I know this is like people who are really into corporate life. It's going to be like, Kevin, you're not supposed to talk like that. Like, what if someone hears you? And oh my God, I just don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just not that guy. And that's how I know it's time. Like, my current 9 to 5 is just making my mind explode day by day. It's just one of those situations where there's a lot of realigning happening in the company. And we're being given extra work in roles of other people. So right now I'm doing 2 people's jobs and my check is still the same. So that causes me to not really give a fuck, if that makes sense. Like, it's to the point now that I'm in meetings and I'm just dry as fuck. Like, I literally answer questions directly. You know, I'm still doing my job. So don't get me wrong. I'm still doing what I need to do, but all that extra shit that people do, that corporate fakeness, I just don't have it. And I don't have room to even try to conjure it up. You know, I was sitting in a meeting the other day and someone's like, you don't sound excited. I'm like, bitch, I'm not. I mean, I didn't say bitch, but I said I'm not excited. Like, I'm not going to pretend for the sake of the culture of this location. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to do my work because I still want to get this check. But at the same time, I'm not going to fake anything for anyone. So I don't know. It's just, it's very interesting right now, and I'm cracking up because I just got a notification before I logged out that I have a one-on-one with my manager on Friday, and I'm like, oh Lord, what's this about? Because I'm sure it'll be like a personality thing. It has nothing to do with my work. My work is fine. I've been working my ass off to get things done, but I have been an asshole because I don't see it for anybody. I just don't. Like, now, leave me alone. But that further lets me know that I'm moving closer and closer to just being an entrepreneur, and the writing is on the wall. I mean, as people know, I do photography and videography, and now I'm going to add teaching to that income stream because I had an amazing class at Sweet Fest last weekend, or almost 2 weekends ago, and it went very, very well. So that's another method. I'm at the point now where I'm realizing I have enough viable skills to work for myself, you know? I need to get over the fear of leaving, the security of corporate America. And that's been beat into us as millennials. You know, you go to college, you get you a good job with benefits, and you stick with it. But I'm too creative for all this shit. And I'm being pushed into doing what I love full time. And it's rapidly approaching. And what's odd about this go round, what makes it feel so real, is other people are asking me why I haven't taken the leap yet. You know, my damn barber was like, dude, what's taking you so long? Like, you're talented as fuck, you're doing big things. Why aren't you just putting all your energy into that? Fuck corporate America. Even at the event, I had people who knew me like, hey, you gonna go full time yet? You gonna do it full time? What's taking you so long? What's happening? Do it, do it, do it. So I have a lot of people who believe in me, and I believe in myself too. But once again, it's just that security of knowing that check is gonna come every, 2 weeks, or the 15th and the 30th. But talking to my entrepreneurial friends, they're like, listen, most people live check to check. What's the difference from being an entrepreneur? You live you live gig to gig, but if you grind hard enough, you'll get those gigs. And if your talent's great enough, you'll know how to find it. It's just a matter of just hustling. If you put all that energy into yourself versus a company, imagine what you could do. And I've been getting that same response from so many people, and it's letting me know that it's coming soon, you guys. Like, it's coming soon, because I'm at the point now that if I stay too much longer, I'm going to probably end up getting fired. But here's the thing, I wouldn't really give a fuck. And that's how I know I'm ready, because I'm like, well, hell, give me that good old check, cash that 401k out, give me a couple months, a few months to just live, in my place, and I can grind on my skill. There's people who don't have any skills who quit their jobs and figure it out. So it's kind of like I'm getting to that place where the leap is coming soon. It really is coming soon, because it's becoming overbearing. It's to the point that I don't care. I don't care. I still do my job because that's my integrity. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still going to do what's on my desk, but I don't have to wear a fucking smile doing it. You know what I mean? And I feel like corporate culture tries to make you do that. It tries to make you put all this extra in. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. And I knew it was a wrap when I had a development meeting, and I was just like, yeah, I don't really care. I don't want to develop into anything else. Like, because I'm just going to end up in another role that's going to get on my fucking nerves. So that's that. So that's what I've been up to lately. I know I was MIA last week. Hopefully I'm not going to take too many more breaks, but no fucking promises. But it's just been a very busy time between my 9 to 5 and then also meeting deadlines with the photography and videography. But I'm actually wrapping those up. I have one more big deadline of this year, but I don't think it will impinge on further renderings of the podcast. But don't hold me to that, because like I said, life happens, and I know for sure when I go to Barcelona, I damn sure won't be recording a show, so just prepare your mind for that. But it has been a little shaky, but I do appreciate you guys reaching out to me, letting me know that I was missed, and I'm glad. I'd rather be doing this than anything else, trust me. I would much rather be talking to y'all about shit, but I guess it just gives me things to talk about. So let's catch up a little bit on what's been going on since I've been gone. Number one, I just want to talk briefly about the Vegas shooting. There was a country music concert a couple days ago, and a white man killed 50 people and injured, like, I think 200 plus people. This is kind of where I stand with this. I'm not going to play the oppression Olympics. That's not my style of, the greatest, massacres and all that shit. That's irrelevant because lives were lost. But what I will say is this. I'm pretty much desensitized to it. This is another day to me. My condolences to people who lost their friends and family and loved ones. I mean, that's a hard pill to swallow. But outside of that, I don't have much else, because it's the same scenario. Because he's white, he gets to be a lone wolf or mentally ill, and he gets to be humanized, that he loved music and he loved gambling. Who gives a fuck what this white man loved? He's a killer. He's a terrorist, domestic terrorism. But we don't get that same thing when it's crimes with people of color. So I'm desensitized to it. It's tragic. Yes. My condolences. I'm not about to say I'm going to pray for anything, because I don't pray. I believe in action. I'm so sick of people saying pray for things. Why? It's already been done. What are you praying for? Send help. Donate blood. Send money. get off your ass and stop putting it on your God to do the work for you. It doesn't always work that way. Hey, but that's my feeling. I don't mean to offend, but that's how I feel about it. So, condolences to the family. And I mean, life is short. Keep living. Live your best life. Do what you want to do. Be happy. And that's that. So, on to lighter things. Will and Grace came back on last Thursday. And I was very excited to see the show premiere again after a 10-year hiatus. I mean, it was off the air. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I couldn't get over the fact that everyone has aged so much. Everyone has pretty much gotten older. I mean, Karen, Megan Mullally still looks pretty decent. But man, the other three, they have definitely aged. And all that damn makeup they caked on their face didn't help. But the show was still very, very funny. They let Trump have it. I enjoyed it. I feel like their chemistry was still there. It was great. I'm happy that we get this limited season of them being back on the air. Maybe they'll make it longer, but it was really, really good. Of course, I saw people complain about certain things, but I've learned that there are people that you just can't make happy. And I also noticed that it's always the same people who complain. Like criticism usually comes from the same individual. It's never really new people. It's always the same people. So you start to think to yourself, that's your brand. You complain. You don't like anything. Everything's an issue. But if you ask these people to do anything, they can't do anything. So, it's whatever. But I enjoy Will and Grace. I look forward to it coming on again this Thursday. I'm here for the nostalgia. And speaking of that, TGIF is on Hulu right now. Like, when I tell you Hulu came through with like the biggest like crash to productivity ever. Like, I don't want to do shit except watch TGIF on Hulu now. So they added the whole lineup. I'm talking about Full House, Family Matters, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Step by Step, Perfect Strangers, Boy Meets World, Dinosaurs, my nigga. They brought back dinosaurs. And I think Sabrina, but I don't think Sabrina was on. I don't remember her being on TGIF. I could be wrong, but I don't remember her being on TGIF. I thought it was like another night. But they added all these shows, and I'm like, I just want to watch this. Like, I've really been binge watching Hanging with Mr. Cooper and Family Matters and getting all of my life. And shout out to Family Matters being like, I didn't realize how powerful that show was until I watched it recently and realized this was 1989 when it premiered, and you have this melanated family on television. There was like really no major like light skin interruptions in that show. I mean, you had Aunt Rachel, but outside of that, the leads were dark skinned. And I think that is fucking dope as fuck. And I didn't realize the impact until I looked back. And they changed Judy twice. No, once. I'm sorry, because it was one different girl. Then the next episode was the Judy that we know that disappeared later on, a few seasons later. And then also what I found funny was Urkel didn't appear until episode 4. So I feel like he almost wasn't going to be a thing, but I don't think they imagined he would take off the way he did because it really wasn't even about him. But hey, he worked it out. So I've been binge watching that. Speaking of Family Matters, I reposted a video I did 4 years ago from Vine days of me doing a parody of Family Matters. And it's just me, being crazy as fuck. So someone asked me what happened to Keisha. Keisha was, I guess, the female alter ego that I had. Like, it was one of my comedic characters. And I've had people ask me, why haven't I done those anymore? And I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason I stopped doing the Keisha, I stopped doing comedy videos in general, I think, but I stopped doing the whole Keisha thing because my mindset changed on what I was doing. I feel like I was doing a caricature of Black women, and it started feeling inappropriate to me. It started feeling like I was painting Black women and Black girls in a bad light, and I was only giving them one kind of generic view as being, ghetto or hood, and it kind of bothered me, so I stopped. And there are plenty of other people online who run this into the ground. Like, everyone is the ghetto black girl. And I decided I didn't want to do that. It started feeling wrong to me. No matter how funny it is or how funny it comes across, I didn't want to paint black women in that very specific light because they're more expanded. And also, just because you're from a geographic location doesn't mean you act a certain type of way. So I don't know. It became problematic for me. So I decided to just stop while I was ahead. So that's why I don't really do the Keisha videos no more. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's offensive, and I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. There's plenty of other people who have plenty of videos and they're never going to stop with all the wigs and everything else, but I will not be one of them. So that's why I got rid of the Keisha vids, or I don't do them anymore. They're still on my pages, but there's no new ones because I don't know. I've kind of moved past that point of wanting to even do those anymore. So that's why I stopped doing those vids. What else is going on? Okay, so brief discussion about the whole for the dick and for the pussy challenge that's been going on. A lot of them were funny. A lot of them were funny as hell. A lot of them were dope as hell. I have no issue with the premise. I think it's dope how different viral things take off. And I just think it's so funny because you never know what's going to be the next big thing because it just happens. And I remember seeing the original one probably a month ago. I think it was a girl in the car with her homegirl, and they were just like, "Oh, do this for the dick," and it was like, "Oh, this is funny." But then out of nowhere, celebrities started doing it, and everyone started doing the for the dick and for the pussy challenges, and they've been kind of funny and hilarious. What I can't rock with are the motherfuckers who want to bring in respectability politics into this, the people who have an issue with it. Like me, I'm not going to do one. I don't want to do it. And I do feel like it's starting to get ran to the ground, but I don't have any beef with people who have done them, if that makes sense. So on two sides of the spectrum, you have, in respectability politics, the whole idea of black people or people of color must behave a certain kind of way to be respected by non-people of color and to get certain advantages and privileges and money. The whole, that Bill Cosby shit, pull up your pants and stop saying nigga and stop doing this, and that's how you get ahead in life. No, fuck that shit. Like, I get so sick of black people trying to shame other black people for not aligning to white standards. Like, get the fuck over yourself. That shit doesn't work. At the end of the day, you still a motherfucking nigga. Don't matter what you wear, what you do, what languages you speak, how smart you are, whatever. You're still a nigga. Get over yourself. So on one side, you have people who are saying, oh, this is ridiculous. These celebrities should be doing this. This is disgusting. Nigga, like, y'all having sex. So why can't we talk about having sex? Like, get over it. A lot of y'all do shit for the dick and the pussy and the ass and all that shit. So who cares? Get over yourself. Number one, so stop that shit. Whether they do it or not, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change the money in their pockets. It's not going to change your life. It's not going to do anything. So stop shaming people for participating. And then you have the other side of the spectrum of the people who feel like black people are behind because they're participating in trends rather than doing something else. And it goes to the idea that we're incapable of multitasking. So, for example, I saw someone post the other day like, oh, well, Trump is acting up and all this shit is happening, but he ain't impeached. Why ain't he impeached yet? Oh, I know why. Because y'all too busy doing the for the dick challenge and for the pussy challenge. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Those two are not even hand in hand. Like, get over yourself. I get so sick of black people getting on their fucking high horses thinking that they just know the answers for black people getting ahead, other black people getting ahead, as if they're the first to do that. Motherfuckers doing the for the dick challenge and for the pussy challenge, it has no effect on Trump getting impeached. It takes a lot more effort than saying, oh, I'm not going to make this 30-second video. And it seems like no matter what the trend is, there's always that same idea. Oh, this is more important, but y'all would rather post memes all day. Oh, y'all would rather buy Jordans. Oh, y'all would rather shut the fuck up. That's not a solution. It's not a solution. All it is just pointless ass, unnecessary ass shaming just to fucking shame and bitch and moan. And even if it were that thing, we are more capable of multitasking than any other species. You don't have to completely ignore other things to put focus on another thing. Either people care or they care or they don't. And shame is not going to get them there. Shame does not fucking work that way. Just like when it comes to voting, just because y'all niggas say, oh, y'all niggas ain't voting, it don't make niggas want to vote. It just makes them say, shut the fuck up. So how about you just shut the fuck up or come up with a better solution that's not so shamey? How about that? So between those two things, that's been more annoying. I just get tired of Black people trying to pull away the fun and joy and happiness of other Black people for the sake of white standards. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. You just sound like a fucking coon. So shut your Uncle Tom ass up. Okay? Cool. What else I got? That's it for, I guess, hot topics. But I do want to mention, okay, this Tamar Braxton album, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I did not at first. When it came out on Friday, it came out Thursday night, actually. I was kind of like, I'm kind of bored. I feel like she's still people's swag. I didn't care for it at first. But then that was only on first listen. By second listen, I was like, oh, I do like this. Third listen, oh, I really like this. Okay, it's been on repeat all weekend. And I played it 3 times a day, back to back to back. Honestly, I think it might be my favorite Tamar album now. It's actually really, really good. I hate to say it in this way, but it's kind of her Lemonade or her 21 in the terms of her really being vulnerable about her relationship. And she's singing her ass off. Like, those ballads are really good. Even the upbeat joints are good. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So if you haven't heard it, check it out. It's like Bluebird of Happiness, which is an old Mariah Carey ass title. But it's a really, really good album, like from beginning to end. And I'm glad I gave it an extra chance because she's singing, man. She really is. Like, my favorite song right now is actually, what was it? How I Feel, and and the song, Blind. I enjoy Blind a lot. I like My Man a lot now too. I didn't like it as a single. And that's how it's been. The singles she's released just didn't sound good by themselves. But when you hear it inside of the entire album, it makes total sense and you end up enjoying it way more. So I'm digging it. I'm here for it. It's really, 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 really good. So check out Tamar's album. Who else came out with some shit? Fergie. Fergie, I feel like she missed her mark as far as timing. Her and Gwen Stefani both left and took hiatuses in the peak of their careers and came back and no one cared anymore. But Fergie released a visual album. The visuals are really good. The music is okay, but the visuals are really, really solid. So if you get a chance, check those out on Apple Music. I enjoyed that. Lettucey's album is good. That's usual. Lettucey always gives a solid album because she's just, those vocals. Anytime you can really, really sing, you can always present a really good album. Janae's stuff is okay. It's cool. I enjoy Tank's album. Tank is consistent. I also feel like Tank's music is getting better as he is out longer because I didn't care for his music early on, but now we're starting to get to, he has his own niche. That's his own, and I've been digging it. So that's been dope too. And yeah, that's that for the music update. Let's talk about some main topics. I have 2 today because I just wanted to briefly touch on 2 different things. Number 1, I want to talk about call out culture and exposure a little bit. So social media has really put us in a place where people want their opinions to be heard. People want their opinions to be respected. But then you also have people who go out of their way to combat and debate people whose opinions are different from them. And it's this whole, it's very much call out culture. Or if something, so if I say something and someone doesn't like what I say, I can be like, you know what, listen, the sky is blue. You know what I mean? Cool. There's someone else who's like, well, technically the sky is this color, and you should really say this and you should really do that. But it will be like, it's like one of those things where it's like people go out of their way to really hop on your platform and really just blast you and do it in a way where it's almost meant to embarrass, if that makes sense. And I just don't get what's the satisfaction that people get out of that. And we're very much in that time period right now. And it's not so much call out culture that I want to talk about, but it's exposure that I'm trying to understand. And for example, like I know of people, I've seen people online various times, people who, whether they break up with somebody or they get cheated on or something happens, the first thing they want to do is get on Facebook and expose the people. They want to post pictures of them, whether it's naked, nude, text messages, sexual test results. And, like they want to really just put all their business on Facebook. But I don't get the end goal, though. Like, what does that do? That's a real question. Like, if you're someone who's all about exposing and that's your shit, let me know. Please tweet me. Leave it on Facebook. Let me know what it is you get out of exposing people online. Like, what do you expect to happen? Like, for someone who gets cheated on, when you put up your ex's pictures and them naked or the text messages and all that, what do you expect to get from that? I mean, you may get sympathy. Okay, cool. People make you feel better. That works. Do you think people are going to disassociate with your ex because of that? Like, are they going to somehow stop getting pussy or ass or dick or whatever they like because you expose them? Or like, what is your end goal? That's what I ultimately want to know. Like, what is the deal with people exposing shit? Like, I don't know what it is they want. I had an ex who used to always be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put some shit up on Facebook so people can see who you are. I'm like, okay. I mean, you can do that, but just know I have the power to do the same. I probably won't because I don't like to fight fire with fire. It's like, it just is what it is. I just don't give a fuck like that. But be sure you're ready for that. You know what I mean? I don't get what the end goal is. Does it, like, if you're hurt, does it make you feel better? Like, okay, it's the same when people damage property, oh, you cheated on me, I'm going to shoot your windows out and slash your tires, and I'm going to call your job 1,000,000 times. I'm going to make you get fired. Like, what's your end goal? Because let me let you know something. Karma is an evil bitch. And I know a lot of you guys feel like you don't want to wait for karma to happen and you want to take it to your own hands. But what you're doing is you're adding more negativity to a already negative situation, and it might not work out the way you want it to. And so sometimes you just got to go ahead, accept the hurt, and fall the fuck back. Like, it's not always up to you to go out and seek vengeance, Like, people are so pressed on revenge and ruining lives all because their heart is broken. And yeah, it's a painful feeling, but sometimes it has to happen. And sometimes you gotta just let life happen. Stop. It's just too much. And I never understood the end game. Like, I remember breaking up with somebody and they kept fucking sending me hateful ass messages. And like, if I was on like Jacked or something, they would send me these messages from these fake profiles. But nigga, I can see that this profile is next to you like by 0.001. So obviously it's you. Who else would be this fucking pressed about my well-being? You know what I mean? So I don't get it. Like, what's the end game? Do you feel better afterwards? Or like, what do you want? Because I've never seen anybody be called a hoe and never get dick again. I've never seen anyone be exposed for having STDs and, stop being in relationships. Like, it just seems like a big ass waste of time. Like, oh, you want to embarrass them. Okay. But guess what? People get over embarrassment most of the time. But what does that do for you? After you've tried to inflict this pain or whatever it is you're doing, like, what do you get out of it? You can't possibly be getting satisfaction out of it. because that's not gonna heal you. So what the fuck? Like, what is it? Like, what is it that you want? Like, I don't know. I can't rock with call out culture or the whole idea of exposure. I hate it. I hate seeing people post people shit online and do it. It's immature as fuck, and you're just adding more negativity to a negative situation. And that's all I have to say. If that's your shit, I mean, by all means, go for it. But just understand you're inviting more drama into your life rather than moving the fuck on from whatever hurt you feel. So, yeah. Another thing I want to talk about today is a question that I have. I asked it on Facebook because I was curious. And this came to my mind for two reasons. I was on Instagram and, you see so many memes. And I realized there's so many memes that people are talking about the type of relationships they want and, their desires for marriage, their desires for kids. And there's some people who behave in a way that says, I need to be in a relationship and everybody else is fucking up but me. Basically, I'm trying to love somebody, but none of these niggas will love me back. None of these guys will text back. None of these guys will act right. And so here I am not in this relationship because these niggas won't act right. And then on the other hand, on another side, someone posted this status the other day that really struck my attention. I was like, oh wow, that really kind of put it there. She was just like, why do you? Oh, I don't remember. Fuck. What did the first half say? She was speaking. I guess she was speaking to like a lot of women and men who try to get with these men and then get mad because they don't want to marry them or they don't want to have kids. And then she ended the statement, and this is what caught my attention. She ended the statement by saying, no one owes you marriage or kids. And I was all like, that's real. That is the realest shit I've seen in a long time. No one owes you a marriage or children. It's not owed to you. And you can't make it happen if it's just not going to happen. So I decided to tweak a little bit and ask my following on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you follow me on both, The World of Kevin. And I said, do you feel that life owes you marriage and or children? And I was actually very pleased to get responses from different people. So let's go through some of the responses I got. Some people said, hell no. Someone else said, no, life can keep both of those at the moment. Someone who was married said, nope, I'm married with kids, but I do believe that you still should love your life and love yourself, and it's not owed to you. Someone else said, sometimes. They just left it at sometimes. Another response was, tough question. My answer at the moment will be yes, but I feel like it's more complicated than that. Someone else said, I want to say no, but I kind of feel like it is yes. Someone said, life doesn't owe me a thing. If I want marriage and children, I will do what's necessary to achieve it. I can rock with that. I can definitely rock with that. But I think what's interesting is I will do what's necessary to achieve it. It's not like a job or a business venture. I feel like love, marriage, children, well, not necessarily children anymore in today's society, but especially love and marriage, those are kind of like, it's not about luck per se, but it's about finding the right partner. It's about the compatibility. There's a lot more things that can affect your success in achieving it, if that makes sense. So it's not so much, I'm going to do these 30 push-ups a day and I'm going to eat better and that's going to make me lose weight. It's more or less, okay, I can put myself out there. I can go on more dates. I can meet more people. Or you can just settle for anyone, which you see a lot too. There's people who are in relationships just to be in them. They don't even really like the person, but they just like the title of being in one because they feel it validates them. And by all means, get your life. Couldn't be me though. So that's interesting, but I can rock with that too. Let's see what else. Someone said, nope, I'm good with my Amazon Prime. Someone said, no, but this is something I want. And then because it's something that I want, I'm going to take the steps to make it happen. It's like any other thing that you like in life. You do the work, you reap the benefits. Yeah, but can you really say that about love and marriage? Like, it's not, like, once again, it's not finding a job. It's not, getting a degree. It's not like even getting children. Cause I mean, there's surrogates and there's ways about having children without having to even be in a relationship. So that's more thing, take the steps. But when it comes to like love, marriage, and like an actual relationship, it takes a little more, I guess, divine work, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. Someone else said, no, I swear I've done nothing to deserve this. Yeah, she's married with kids. That's so funny. Someone says, sounds selfish, but I'm okay with my answer. Yes, I feel like life owes me a child. I've been married before, but I do feel like life owes me a child. I appreciate the honesty. Someone else said, nope, not necessarily. There are many paths to a fulfilled life. The paths may or may not always include being married, and the paths may or may not include children. I can rock with that. Someone said, I'm not owed anything. I am blessed to have the children that I have. Absolutely. But I don't think it's because I was owed them. I got a couple more people saying life owes them nothing. What God has for them is for them. If it comes to fruition, that'll be amazing. Some people said, interesting question. They don't know how to answer it. Someone said, life owes you what you make it owe you. That's an interesting take. I would like them to elaborate a little bit more, but there's that. So for the most part, you have people who say, no, life is what it is. I agree more with that side. I believe nothing is owed to me in this life except death. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so crazy to think that? But this is true. Nothing is owed to me in this life but death. But I can live my best life. And that's kind of that. But I do know that there are a lot of people who are searching for that perfect love and that marriage, and it may not even be marriage, but kids and stuff. But I don't know. It was just a good thought. So let me know you guys' thoughts. Please tweet me or put it on Facebook. Do you feel that life owes you marriage, or not even marriage? Do you feel that life owes you love, romantic love? Do you feel that life owes you offspring? Do you feel like that is owed to you? Or do you feel like life is just life and you just live it to the best of your ability? Let me know by tweeting me or sending it on Facebook. But yeah, I thought that was a very interesting discussion on Facebook, and I enjoyed some of the responses, but that's that. Well, that's going to be the outline today, but thank you all for listening, and thank you all for your patience and sending me your messages to let me know that you missed me, and hopefully I'll be here regularly for the month of October. But yeah, I'm about to get ready to go to the strip club tonight. My friend Elliot, who was on the show, I'm probably spilling his business, but whatever. He's moving away, you guys. I'm sad, but he has a job and a man elsewhere. And so he's moving away. So I'm spending the last couple nights that he's here hanging out. So tonight we're going out to eat. Then we're going to swing at Richards. Let me get some ones ready for all that penis. But I'm going to have a good time. And I hope you guys have a good week. And I will talk to you next week. Peace out.